Hi, and welcome to today's topic, which is about how to let go of our identity that we have um, carried with us from our past. So, when it comes to our identification and identity, it is very important that we understand where that comes from and if we are true towards ourselves, if that really is our identity or if it was someone that was given to us. Um, Most people that I meet drag around an identity that was given them, not someone that they have chosen or have felt within themselves is the right one. That is unfortunately the sad truth. At least that is my experience. And somehow we accept the identity that is given us from people who didn't even have found the identity within themselves and knew who they were, and in that way they projected onto us what they wanted us to be in order for them to feel good themselves, right? And that is just a very crazy way of viewing ourselves and our identity, especially when we have the option given to us that we can actually choose who we want to be. And we even are born with a guidance system that tells us exactly who we truly are. And this is incredibly important to understand that just because you were given an identity, just because you have been, for example, bullied in school, doesn't mean that you still are the bullied kid today. It is, but many times we hold on to our past experiences because we do not want it to be repeated, and we do not want it to be repeated because it was truly painful. But when we hold on to it and the memory of it, we neither get out of it and into a new identity anyway. And that is what this whole thing is about. It is about that we understand that yes, we were bullied at school, for example, just taking this as an example, but that doesn't mean that that is who we are, but that was something that was done against us, done to us, right? And that is not to be diminished. It is not to be um, not worthy of having a place in your life. It is not that we should say that it didn't mean anything. It meant a lot. But we don't want to identify with being that bullied kid the whole life, because then we stay stuck in what we don't want. And to break free from this identity, then we need to dare to dig within again, and to experience the pain and see beyond the pain. And that sounds very, very weird when I just talk like this, but there are ways to do this. There are different processes that are quite simple, but very powerful if we truly embrace it and choose to be aware in it. And the only thing that it requires to um, to switch our identity and to become the person that we long to be is that we dare to meet whatever is inside of us. That is like the price we have to pay, is that we need to dare to feel the pain. We need to dare to embrace all that comes up inside of us and be with it, because it comes up for a reason. Everything we feel are there to guide us. It is not there to punish us. It is not there to weaken us. It is not there to do anything to us. It is there because it needs to be acknowledged. But it is how we acknowledge it that is the important thing. And if we approach it the way it needs to be approached, that is where the key to true freedom really lies. Every sad feeling that you have is a call for healing. Every anxiety, all anxiety you can feel is a call for healing. You know, everything that you could perceive of as a negative or bad feeling is just a call for healing. And we do that with love. And love have different approaches when it comes to inner work. Um, and the first loving approach that we need to do is just to accept and to dare to welcome and just sit with it and acknowledge it and admit that it actually is a part of us. And from there on, we have to maybe write about it, maybe talk to someone about it, someone who actually have done the work themselves or know what they're talking about, not someone who are lost. Um, and we need to be present with it, send it love, and just listen inwardly. Where are you guided in this? What is it that your inner self wants you to know? What is it that it longs for? You know, we all have a responsibility towards ourselves to be honest with what is inside of us, what is my inner voice saying, and what is it that it wants me to know and to hear. And we all have that voice. We are all born with it. It's just that few of us are willing to really listen to it before it's almost too late. It's never too late, but before that we have gotten so many consequences of ignoring it, so it gets so painful. So we either have a breakdown totally, or we're so lost and have made a mess out of our lives, um, that we finally are forced to listen inwardly. But it doesn't have to go that long. Before you listen to it, you can do it ahead of that. But it also is beneficial if it has gone far, um, because then we are more open to the pain, and in that it is closer to be released, because it is not an intellectual journey. It is an emotional journey. We do not learn from our intellect. That can be the first step, but if it isn't landed in your heart, then it has no meaning. That is why we can know so much about in the world and still don't act upon it. You know, that is why we um, we can know that smoking is bad and still we go out and smoke, for example. Or you can know that drinking is not good for you and still you go out and drink. It's not because you're run by your intellect, it's because you're driven by your emotions. And we are emotional creatures, and we need to accept that, not stuff them down. If we stuff them down, it would just come at us in another way until we choose to listen. So um, to let go of our past identity, we need to dig through each and every layer. And I can say to you that what you will come to eventually is this beautiful, beautiful core of that you are a soul with a purpose, and you have so much to give and to live for. Um, and when we can just embrace that which is our true identity, whatever form it may take, that is when we find ourselves and we experience true happiness. So, yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about today. I love you. See you tomorrow.